thank you for joining me. We're along the Macclesfield Canal, just outside Congleton, on a lovely sunny day after a rather blustery night. So I'm doing a voiceover to this, as the recording was rather blustered, shall we say. And we're visiting what I like to call a snake bridge. It can also be called a roving bridge, a change line bridge, a turnover bridge, but I like the idea of a snake bridge much more. And there are 6 of these along the Mac Canal, and Bridge 77 is the most southerly. So this is the way we've come. My friend and myself have walked along the towpath with the golf course on our right and houses on the outskirts of Congleton on the left. And we've reached the target. So why were they built like this? Well, I'd heard of them and I really just could not understand how they could work, because the aim was that the horses which were used to tow the barges at the time, they had to be untethered and taken over bridges if the towpath changed from one side to the other. But with the snake bridge, they could keep them tethered, so that would save time and effort, and obviously time, as now, was money. So they would be coming along and they would go up this slope. And I'm surprised that there aren't raised ridges across to give the hooves greater purchase. Maybe there used to be, and there are just these cobbles now. So lovely old cobbles with sandstone walls with moss and lichen to add character to them on either side. So the horse would be led up here at a slow pace, I presume. And in normal circumstances, it would have had to have gone off to the left and across the road and down a slope on the other side to get it to the towpath there. But with the snake bridge, the path turns round down the way that the barge has been coming. And again, I think those horizontal strips would have been essential, because I imagine that the poor old horse would be slipping and sliding on this. I was glad that it hadn't rained as well as been very windy in the night. Otherwise I would have been on my backside. But there we are, with the horse still attached to the barge, not having had to untie or end up tied in knots as I had been visualising, to carry on along its way. So there's its upside, and on the left its downside. But it does sort of strike me as maybe the back of a fag packet design that worked really well. And along it would go on its merry way, delivering to the mills, collecting from the mills of Congleton and the surrounding area. And there's one of the mills. I'm assuming that it's now residential, and we'll just be watching tourists, leisure, barges, whatever, along this stretch of water. So there we are, a snake bridge.